Welcome to Tiffy Bean's YouTube channel. This video talks about divorce when there's children involved. Making the decision to get a divorce is one of the hardest things that we have to come to terms with. There's so many factors to bear in mind, and what may feel right for you and your relationship may not be right for you in 5 years' time. I got divorced when my children were 5 and 7, and to be honest, I spent many years regretting it. At first it was a novelty. I had my freedom. I got married very young, and then I started dating in a light-hearted fashion and realised that in actual fact my husband wasn't that bad at all. I think it's a decision that we shouldn't take lightly, and sometimes you can work through your hurdles, and looking at the bigger picture we have to consider the impact it has on our children. You will both become single parents. The children will no longer feel like a united family, and it will inevitably scar them. However, if you're in a relationship where you're screaming and fighting constantly, it may well be better for the children that you're apart. But it's so important that you make the right decisions for you and your family long term. During a marriage and long-term relationships, you can fall in and out of love, but it's how strong that love feels when you are in love and united. Or maybe one of you has found somebody else that you know and feel you could be so much happier with. But give these things time. When you first discuss perhaps having a divorce, sit down and both write down the things you'd like to change about your relationship and how you can take small steps to please one another. Maybe one of you's working much longer hours than the other and you've grown apart. Money's important, but work is not everything. And sometimes making small sacrifices to spend with your family is worth more than a pot of gold. Think long term about how it will affect your children when you are no longer together. Give yourselves time to fall in love again and remind each other what you loved about each other in the first place. Don't let drinking alcohol or drug abuse take over your relationship. Get rid of those problems. A little bit of anything in moderation shouldn't do you any harm. But don't take anything that can affect your mood and create mood swings that will affect and destabilise the balance in your family. Look at the things you argue about. Are they really that important? Have quality time together and enjoy quality time apart, pursuing your hobbies and interests. But don't start socialising alone. You're a couple and you should spend quality time together. And of course, spend time catching up with friends. Go to the pub. But don't spend so much time apart that you forget how important you were to one another. Think of the children and think about long term how it's going to affect them. After divorce, being a single parent can feel like a little bit of a novelty, but that novelty soon wears off. You'll be working hard and looking after the children after work, and at weekends quite possibly, if they're not going to the other parents, you'll be driving them and their friends around. You won't get as much time to yourself, so you won't get the freedom that you perhaps anticipated, unless you've got good childminders or a family that will help you with the children. But still it means that your children will be spending less time with mummy and or daddy. Perhaps divorce is the right thing for you, and perhaps it's the right thing for the children. But please carefully consider all of the pluses and minuses before you sign on that dotted line. Sometimes it's worth working through the hard times for the sake of keeping your family together. Thanks for listening, and please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. There's lots more content on the way.